in a small village called Umuneke, there lived a wealthy trader named Ogbuefi Chukwuma. He had a large family and a beautiful home, but his business required him to travel often. To help his wife, Nneka, manage the household, they hired a house help named Amaka. Amaka was a young woman in her early 20s, with a bright smile and a soft-spoken manner that instantly made her likable. She came from a neighboring village and claimed to be hardworking and trustworthy. Ogbuefi and Nneka welcomed her warmly and treated her like family. But behind her pleasant demeanor, Amaka hid a heart of envy and deceit. At first, Amaka performed her duties diligently. She cleaned the house, prepared meals, and looked after the children when Nneka was busy. Everyone in the household praised her. However, as time went on, her true nature began to reveal itself. Amaka grew jealous of Nneka's wealth and happiness. She started stealing small items from the house, a piece of jewelry here, some money there, always careful not to draw suspicion. When Nneka noticed the missing items, she thought she had misplaced them and dismissed the incident as minor mistakes. One day, Amaka's envy took a darker turn. She overheard Ogbuefi telling Nneka about a shipment of expensive goods he had brought back from Lagos. The goods were stored in a locked room, and Ogbuefi planned to sell them at the market the following week. Greedy for wealth, Amaka devised a plan to steal the goods and sell them for herself. That night, while everyone was asleep, Amaka crept to the storeroom. She had secretly taken the spare key from Nneka's drawer earlier in the day. As she unlocked the door and began loading the goods into a sack, she didn't notice that Chidinma, the youngest child, had woken up to get a drink of water. Chidinma, seeing Amaka's shadowy figure, became curious and followed her quietly. When she saw Amaka stealing the goods, she ran to wake her mother. "Mama, Mama, Amaka is stealing Papa's goods," she whispered urgently. Nneka quickly alerted Ogbuefi, who had just returned from a late-night journey. Together, they caught Amaka red-handed as she tried to sneak out of the house. Stunned and cornered, Amaka fell to her knees, begging for forgiveness and claiming she was driven by poverty and desperation. Ogbuefi was furious but decided to summon the village elders instead of taking matters into his own hands. The next morning, the elders gathered under the big Iroko tree in the village square to hear the case. Amaka confessed to her crimes, and the elders, in their wisdom, decided she must return everything she had stolen and work without pay for 6 months to make amends. She was also banished from Umuneke once her penance was complete. The experience taught Ogbuefi and Nneka to be more cautious about whom they trusted. They hired another house help but ensured she came with strong recommendations from people they knew well. As for Amaka, she left the village in shame, and her story became a cautionary tale for everyone in Umuneke. From that day on, the people of Umuneke were reminded of the proverb, "A snake in the house is more dangerous than the one in the bush."